Hi, I welcome you all at Crack Grade B in the video lecture series of top 100 multiple choice questions on ARD. We are going to cover part 3 of this 100 multiple choice question series. Before moving ahead, I would like to inform you that we are providing NABARD Grade A course at Rs 2499 and we are covering all these topics in our course. We are also providing 5 ESI and ARD mock tests for phase 1, 5 ESI and ARD mock tests for phase 2. And we are also providing 3 descriptive types of tests for this NABARD Grade A exam. Friends, we have launched our app recently, and with the launching of our app, we are offering 2 ESI, ARD and GA mock tests that will be free for all new users. And we are also providing test series for NABARD A at Rs 499 only. Our paid users can register at app and send email to us at crackgradeb@gmail.com for access in app. We are also working upon on iOS app and we will launch it soon. So friends, first question for today. As per IMD, which color code indicates severely bad weather spanning across several days? It also suggests that the weather could damage for the worse, causing disruption in day-to-day activities. So you have to identify the bad weather spanning color code which could change the worst, causing disruption in day-to-day activities. Your options are yellow, orange, red or green. So friends, its answer will be A. It is denoted by the yellow color by the IMD. There are 4 colors. Some additional information you can have from here. There are 4 color code which is used by the IMD. The first is green. It shows all is well. The second is yellow. Be aware. It was in option. It was the answer for the question. It shows the severely bad weather spanning across several days. It also suggests that weather could change for the worse, causing disruption in day-to-day activities. Orange and amber color is denote be prepared, and the red color, it shows take action. So these are the 4 color coding denoted by the IMD. Project cover cultural command area between 2000 to 10,000 hectares are termed as. Your options are major irrigation scheme, medium irrigation scheme, minor irrigation scheme, or none of these, none of the above. Project cover cultural command area between 2000 to 10,000 hectares. So friends, its answer will be B, medium irrigation schemes. There are 3 types of irrigation scheme. The first, the major. This project is defined where the cost is more than rupees 50 million and it covers cultural command area of more than 10 hectares. But for the medium project, cost should be between 2.5 to 50 million and it covers cultural command area of 2000 to 10,000 hectares. Minor project, the cost is less than 2.5 and it covers CCA area up to 2000 hectares. So answer is B for this question. Now the third question. Indian Meteorological Department define a rainy day as a day on which rainfall of or more has been recorded. Friends, we are receiving rainfall each and every day in various regions of our country, but there is a criteria which is defined by the Indian Meteorological Department. You have to identify that criteria that a rainy day is called by IMD based upon this criteria. So your options are 2.5A, 5, 10.5 or 15.5 mm. So friends, answer will be A, 2.5 mm. Actually, according to this IMD, a rainy day has been defined as a day with rainfall 2.5 mm or more rainfall. IMD further defined that rainfall for a station is called heavy if it is greater than 650 mm and a very heavy if it is greater than 1300 mm. So a day is called rainy day if you are receiving a rainfall of 2.5 mm as per the IMD. Indian Meteorological Department defined that all India rainfall is called above normal if it is greater than, you have to fill this gap, above average of the LPA. Your options are 10%, 20%, 30% or 40%. It is called above normal if it is greater than above average of LPA. So friends, there are the certain criteria which is defined by the IMD. First of all, answer for this question will be A. There are certain criteria. For example, now for normal, if you are getting the rainfall of 10% of the long period average, below normal if you are getting lower than 10%, above normal if you are getting the 10% above average, or deficient if you are rain deficient between 10 to 20% or up to 40% of the Indian spatial area, larger deficient if you are getting rainfall deficit of the over 10% across more than 40% of the Indian area, or long period average. ये क्या होता है? What is this? Long period average is the average of rainfall received over 50-year period. The current LPA is 89 centimeter based on average rainfall over year of 1951 to 2000. So this is a definition of LPA, and this is the normal, below normal, above normal, deficient year or larger deficient year for different regions of our country. Now the fifth question, which of the following crop has lower range of water requirement? Your options are wheat, cotton, sugarcane or green gram. Very technical question, general question. You have to identify lower range water requirement of which of the following crops has a lower range water requirement. Friends, its answer will be D. It is the green gram. Lower range requirement means 300 to 450 mm, and the options are green gram, black gram, sunflower, safflower, finger millet and the minor millet. Medium ranging 450 to 650 like maize, sorghum, wheat, groundnut and sunflower, and the high range is the cotton and the perennial red gram. And for the very high, this is rice and sugar because it is a highly water required crop, banana and the plantation crop. So answer is D. Now IMD defines that seasonal rainfall is called deficient if it is below 60% of the normal, between 20% and 59% above the normal, minus 19% below the normal to plus 19% above the normal, minus 20% to minus 59% below the normal. I am talking about the rainfall is called deficient if it is, your options I have already read. So answer is D for this question. It is minus 20% to minus 59% because we are talking about this deficient. Now there are some list and the codes. Friends, this is very important list and you can remember this code because you can have any types of question. First of all, large axis, if it is 60% or more from the normal, color is sky blue for this, and this excess E 20 to 59%, normal to minus 19% to plus 19%, deficient D minus 20% to minus 59%, large deficient minus 60% to minus 99, and no rain minus 100% or no data if this is not data is not available. And there are different coding. For no rain, this is green color, yellow, orange, green. So these are the colors which are given for this deficient or normal rain in our country. Now the seventh question, which of the following is not a component of National Livestock Mission? There are some components which our government has launched under this National Livestock Mission. You have to identify among these options which is not the component of this National Livestock Mission. Your options are submission on livestock development, submission on pig development in northern eastern region, submission on fodder and feed development, submission on skill development, technology and transfer extension, or submission on fisheries. I think you have read about this National Livestock Mission. So first of all, friend, its answer will be E. Submission on fisheries is not the part of this National Livestock Mission. There are some different features of this scheme. It was launched in 2014-15, implemented by the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying. There are some aims given. Sub-schemes under this scheme are submission on livestock development, overall development of livestock species including poultry other than cattle and buffalo, submission on pig development in northern eastern region, submission on feeder and fodder, submission on skill development. But this submission on fisheries is not part of this sub-scheme of this National Livestock Mission. So answer is E. Now 8th, under DIDF, the interest subvention is provided at the rate of DIDF. Your options are 1%, 2.5%, 3%, 3.5% or 4%. So friends, this DIDF is also known as Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund. First of all, answer for this question is B, that is 2.5%. There are some explanation. You can have explanation of this. This scheme was launched by the central sector scheme in budget 2017-18 for 3 years, that is 2017-18 to 2019-20. For this, NABARD has set up 8,000 crore and it is managed by the National Dairy Development Board. There are under this Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund, Government of India to provide interest subvention up to 2.5% to NABARD from 2019-20 to 2030-31 because its revised outlay is now 11,184 crore. So this 2.5%. Okay, so answer is 2.5%. Now the 9th question, under this nationwide artificial insemination program, phase 2nd, village to village covered as per districts are, you have to identify the number of village covered per district. Your options are A 200, B 300, C 400, D 500, E 700. So friends, its answer will be D, it's 500. Here is the explanation for this. You can see the various features of this nationwide artificial insemination program phase 2nd, but in our question it has given that 500 village per district will be covering 100 bovines per village. Per village 100 bovine, and the 500 village per district will be covered under this nationwide artificial insemination program. Now the 10th question, which of the following is not true about the PMMSY? Your options are rupees 10,050 crore to be implemented over a period of 5 years from the financial year 2021 to financial year 2024-25. The option B, the target to enhance fish production to 220 lakh metric tons by the 2024-25. Target to double export earning to about rupees 1,000 crores by 2004-25. Reduction of post-harvest losses from the purported 25% to about 10%. Or target to generate about 15 lakhs direct indirect employment. I think you all have read about this scheme, so you have to identify the wrong statement amongst these options. First of all, friends, its answer will be A. And these are some key features of why this answer is A, because this scheme is implemented over the 5-year period from financial year 2020-21 to financial year 2024-25 with the outlay of 20,050 crore. Rest of the options for these questions are true, and you can see by pausing this video. So answer A, option A for this question is wrong. Now NFDB head office is located at which place? Your options are Anand, Karnal, Hyderabad, Varanasi or Lucknow. NFDB head office. Friends, this answer will be C. What is the full form? National Fisheries Development Board, and it was established in 2006, and it is a autonomous organization under the administrative control of the Department of Fisheries, Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy. And what is the target? It will enhance the fish production and productivity in the country and to coordinate fisheries development in an integrated holistic manner. So answer is C. Now the 12th question, these ships grow colored coarse wool which is used locally for manufacturing of small blankets, and these are migratory ships reared by the nomadic tribe in Jammu and Kashmir. Most of the clues I have given you in this question. So now you have to identify the ships belong to which category, in which it will grow for colored coarse wool used for a small blanket, and it is a migratory ship, and it is reared by the nomadic tribe in Jammu and Kashmir. So answer are Chokla, Jakhrana, Bakarwal, Magra or Kashmiri Merino. So friends, answer will be C. This is Bakarwal. Why? This is a migratory ship reared by the nomadic tribe called Bakarwals. Their movements include high range of Pir Panchal mountain, Kashmir valley and other low-lying hills of Jammu and Kashmir. Being migratory, these ships live in open throughout the year. This ship grow colored coarse wool which is used locally for manufacturing of a small blanket. Now question 13. The Central Ship and Wool Research Institute is located at which place? Your options are Avikanagar, Lucknow, Hisar, Karnal or Makhdoom. The answer will be A. This Central Sheep and Wool Research Institute is located at Avikanagar district, Tonk, Rajasthan. Now 14th question. In India, this disease is caused heavy economic losses due to abortion, infertility and reduced milk yield, and it is a common in sexually mature animals. Your options are foot and mouth disease, anthrax, black quarter, brucellosis or mastitis. I am talking about economic loss, abortion, infertility, reduced milk yield in animals, and generally it is found in sexually mature animals. Your options I have already told. So friends, answer will be D. It is a bacterial disease in domestic animal. In India, it disease cause heavy economic losses due to abortion, infertility, reduced milk yield. It is common in sexually mature animal. It is called Brucella abortus. Brucella is major zoonotic disease in India. Its symptoms are reduced milk yield, abortion occurs in last 3 months of pregnancy, opaque vaginal discharge before abortion, retention of placenta, arthritis. Its treatment can be done with the help of penicillin or tetracycline. So answer is D. Now the 15th question, which of the following hormone is injected in the cattle to boost the delivery of the milk production? Your options are sodium hydroxide, maltodextrin, formalin, ammonium sulfate or oxytocin. This is used as a hormone to inject in cattle to boost the milk production. So friends, answer is E. Milking is hormone related activity of oxytocin secreted by the pituitary gland, and it is responsible for letting down of milk. So oxytocin injected are used for dairy farmers for milking. A disadvantage of oxytocin injection was that it is continuously usage which lead to addiction and lack of response to normal milk ejection. So answer is oxytocin. Now the 16 average gestation period of a buffalo is 150, 280, 310, 330 or 350. So friends, its answer will be C. This is 310. There are some reproductive cycle of cow, buffalo and EV and goat are given in this chart. You can remember this. First of all, cow, this minimum age required for this reproduction is 20 to 36 months and their gestation period are 280. Buffalo minimum age 36 to 42. Gestation period are 310. Sheep and goat minimum age between 6 to 12 and their gestation period are 150. So answer for this is C. Now the MIDH consists of 5 schemes on horticulture. Which of the following is not a scheme under MIDH? Your options are National Horticulture Mission, Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan State, National Horticulture Board, Coconut Development Board, National Mission Oil Seed and Oil Palm, that is called NMOP. So friends, its answer will be E. This E is not covered under this MIDH. MIDH consists of NHM, National Horticulture Board, Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan State, National Horticulture Board, Coconut Development Board and Central Institute of Horticulture, that is located in Nagaland. So answer is E. Now the 18th question. The Central Institute of Horticulture. Central Institute of Horticulture is located at which place? Your options are Gurugram, Mezzifema, Kochi, Lucknow or Pune. So friends, its answer will be B, that is Mezzifema. This Central Institute of Horticulture is located at Mezzifema, Nagaland. And the Coconut Development Board is located at Kochi, Kerala. And it is a statutory body established by the Government of India by the Act of the Parliament, Coconut Development Board Act 1979. And it came into existence in January 1918. So friends, its answer will be V. Central Institute of Horticulture is located at Nagaland, Mezzifema. 19th question, which of the following is not true about the NFSM? National Food Security Mission was launched in 2007-8 to increase the production of the rice, wheat and pulse. National Food Security Mission has 8 components. Option B. Option C. Currently NFSM is being implemented in identified districts of 28 states and 2 union territories with Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh in the country. The program is being implemented on the 75 to 25 sharing basis between GOI and the state government in general states, or as per the operational guidelines of NFSM, at least 30% of the funds are to be allocated for the women farmers. You have to identify the wrong statement among these options. First of all, friends, its answer will be D. Friends, the funding pattern or sharing pattern for this program is being implemented 60 to 40 sharing basis between GOI and the state government in general states, and for 19 to 10% sharing basis on northeastern state and the 3 Himalayan states from the 2015 to 16. Rest of the options for these questions are right. You can identify the rest of the options by pausing this video amongst these options, or you can read this features of this scheme by pausing this video. Now the 20th question. Under which of the following schemes financial assistance of rupees 50,000 per hectare per 3 years is provided for cluster formation, capacity building, incentive for inputs, value addition and marketing to promote chemical free organic farming in the country in the cluster mode? You have to identify this scheme. So friends, first of all, its answer will be C. This is PKVY, that is Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Some features of this scheme are: it is launched in 2015 and the main aims are organic farming in cluster approach. Traditional farming improvement program is also called, we can also know this program with the name Traditional Farming Improvement Program. In this program, natural resources based integrated climate resilient sustainable farming system are used. It is a component of SHM and NMSA. Action plan for this organic farming: integrated manure management, packing, labeling and branding of organic product of cluster. 30% budgetary is allocated for women, and NTNL Center for Organic Farming is the monitoring body of this program. So friends, this program is known as Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. So this was all from my side today. I will come up with more videos. Till then, thank you and happy learning. जल्दी ही इसका जो 4th part है I will upload on my channel. Till then, पढ़ते रहिए, मेहनत करते रहिए और अच्छे से रिवीजन करते रहिए. Thank you.